What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to talk to you about how to protect your portfolio during times of geopolitical crisis. We're going to talk about preventative measures before anything ever, happens to while a crisis is going on. Doesn't matter if it's war or COVID or some kind of global pandemic or whatever. I got some things here that I follow through all the past mistakes I've made through the years, and I've learned a lot during times of crisis and how I handle it. Hope this helps you. This is Mike, the Tactical Stock Scalper. All right, so with things going on in Israel, it really sucks. Obviously we praying for peace would be great, and we hope it goes no further than just what happened yesterday. So, how to protect your portfolio? Well, it begins well before anything ever happens. For me, and this is just, look, my experience and what I've learned through the years. Maybe none of this is relevant to you. Maybe you do it totally different, but I can only speak on my experience and what I've learned through the years. Okay. Number one, don't over allocate your buys. When you go in and you're buying your positions, I don't over allocate. I buy in incrementally. The reason being is, in the past, I would over allocate and then something would happen, whether it be a market correction, a geopolitical thing, the market would drop. And I'm thinking, Mike, why did you over allocate on your initial buy? And that has hurt me more times than it has helped me. So I've learned the hard way. I don't over allocate on buys. I buy incrementally. Okay. And so right there, just by doing that one thing, you already protect yourself. Okay. Number two, I rarely, just me personally, rarely buy above my cost basis. Why is that? Because like I said, again, I would do that in the past. Greed would get the best of me. I would buy above my cost basis, and then something would happen. And of course, I'm looking at it thinking, why on earth did I keep buying above my cost basis when I could have just been patient and bought below my cost basis? And that is, so since I've learned many years ago, I never do that. Rarely ever do that. Buy above my cost basis. I usually buy below my cost basis. Now, I personally buy at levels on the chart. And if we're talking high yield funds, I buy at levels on the underlying chart. So I wait for it to drop, hit a level of support that has been proven support in the past. I'll buy there. Now, does that mean it'll go up from there? No, but it gives you at least a fighting chance, right? So for me, I have found it's better to buy at levels on the chart. And I'm going to talk to you about one more preventative measure, and then we'll go into what happens and how to protect yourself as things are unfolding in the world. Okay, next. I've been really harping on building a cash position, particularly in my Discord server. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to join that. About building a cash position the last 3 months. Obviously, I had no idea any geopolitical crisis would happen, but no one ever does, but you should be prepared. So for me, what I do, as the markets are rising, after a certain point, like after they went up for 3 months in a row, I started thinking, okay, we're due for a pullback, which obviously never happened, right? We kept going up for 3 months. The market doesn't care what I think. It's going to do what it's going to do. However, we can take advantage of that. And so as the market is rising, I put about 80 to 90% of my funds in the market, but I'm pulling out anywhere between 10 and 20% and leaving and building a cash position, because I've been caught so many times in the past of just buying and not having a lot in reserves. And then when a market does tank, whether it's a correction or geopolitical crisis, I was stuck and I wasn't able to buy funds at a lower price. So there's that. So I've been building a cash position. Like I said, I've been kind of harping on it, on building a cash position. As the markets are going up, it's a great time to do it because you can still allocate 90-80% of your funds into the market, still collecting dividends, still collecting share price appreciation, all the while you're building a cash position. Okay? Now, when geopolitical events unfold and they happen, first thing, don't panic. Don't freak out, okay? And I've been guilty of this. Like I said, all this is just based upon my personal experience. I learned the hard way. I would limit sell, like when years past when things would happen, I would limit sell. And then if they got like really bad, I would really get panicky and fear, right? Fear and greed drive the market all the time, particularly with retail investors like us, right? And so I would put in stop losses and I'd just be like, sell it all, sell it all. Inevitably, the markets would come back up and try, and my thought process when I do this was, I'll sell, right? Underneath my cost basis, limit the damage, right? And just wait for whatever, peace to resume or whatever, and then go back in. But by that time, you have to time the market there, and that's really hard. And then by that time, I would think it's already gone back up, and sometimes even past the point where I sold it. So I no longer do limit sells or stop losses with investments. If it's a swing trade or something like that, that's a whole different matter, but I'm talking investments only. I don't limit sell or stop loss, just me personally. I just hold my position. Now, what if you're up in profits? Well, then that's a different thing. Maybe you do stop loss. Maybe you do limit sell or sell a portion just to preserve some of that capital, right? And that's a different situation. But I'm talking about if it's going down below your cost basis, I no longer limit sell or stop loss. Now, as the markets are dropping, if something bad was to happen and the markets continue to decline, I wait for levels on the chart to buy. Now, catching a falling knife is, really difficult because as it's falling, you don't know when it's going to stop or if that's it. So for me, I just found it best, just from my own personal account, to buy at levels on the chart as whatever is dropping, okay? And buy incrementally at levels. Because what I've noticed is when these situations come to some kind of resolution, whether it be a treaty or whatever, the markets rebound extremely fast. And sometimes you can't catch that move up and, you're left wondering what if. So for me, as the markets are dropping, I buy at levels on a chart, slowly and incrementally, building the position for the inevitable rise back up. So, and maybe, and this is the last point here, maybe when these things happen, it's best to leave social media for a little bit, whether it's particularly something like Stock Twits, right? That one's really, really crazy social media platform, or Reddit, right? Those are kind of like the extremes, I find. Discord isn't so bad, and Facebook can be, but Stock Twits and Reddit are probably the worst when it comes to this, of a lot of fear and a lot of greed, because it's a ton of retail investors in there of all different walks of life. And I was just kind of reading through posts last night on both of those platforms, and the absolute fear of people coming in as things were unfolding, right? And so that may trickle into your mindset. So sometimes it's best to just turn off the phone, get away from social media for a couple days, and just kind of watch your own account, right? And do what's best for your family. We're not trying to make money on the back of a war. I don't think anybody is. However, your account is involved in it when it goes down. So you got to think of ways to protect yourself and your family as it's going down. And, that's all you can do. Otherwise, you're just going to sit there until things unfold. And do you sell? Do you buy? You may just not know what to do. Hope you enjoyed the content, and I hope this helps somebody out there. This is Mike, the Tactical Stock Scalper, out.